What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something literally everyone loves, French fries. You think you know everything about these crispy golden sticks of potato goodness? I bet you don't. I thought I did, but after what I found out, I will never look at a fry the same way again. We're going to dive into some of the craziest, most unbelievable facts about French fries that are going to absolutely blow your mind. I'm talking about a serving of fries that weighed more than a grand piano, a US president who was obsessed with them, and a secret fry museum you can actually visit. Before we jump in, I have a challenge for you. If any of these facts genuinely surprises you, you have to smash that subscribe button. It's a deal. Are you ready? Because we're about to change the way you see French fries forever. Let's go! Alright, first things first, let's get the biggest misconception out of the way immediately. French fries are not from France. I know, it's right there in the name. To find the answer, we have to travel to Belgium. The story goes that in the Meuse Valley in the late 1600s, the local villagers loved to fry small fish they caught in the river. It was a staple of their diet. They were experts at it, getting them perfectly crispy every single time. But one year, the winter was so brutally cold that the river completely froze over. No river, no fish. The villagers were desperate for their favorite fried food, so they had to get creative. What else did they have an abundance of? Potatoes! So, they started cutting up potatoes into small, fish-like shapes and frying them in the exact same way they fried their fish. And just like that, the very first French fry was born out of pure necessity and a craving for something crispy and delicious. The most popular theory is that American soldiers stationed in Belgium during World War I were introduced to these amazing fried potatoes by the locals. Since the dominant language in that part of Belgium was French, the American soldiers just started calling them French fries because that's the language they heard being spoken. The name stuck, they brought the idea back to America, and the rest is history. It's a massive historical mix-up. Okay, we all love a big portion of fries, right? But how big are we talking? Imagine a serving of fries so massive it weighs more than a polar bear. That actually happened. In 2014, a team at a food festival in Eagle, Idaho, decided to break the Guinness World Record for the largest serving of French fries. And they didn't just break it, they completely shattered it. They created a single serving of fries that weighed an unbelievable 1,322 pounds or 600 kilograms. That is absolutely insane. To make this happen, they needed a custom-built frying container that was over 18 feet long. It was basically a giant rectangular swimming pool filled with boiling oil. The amount of preparation was just monumental. They had to peel and chop thousands of pounds of Idaho potatoes, which, as you can imagine, took an insane amount of time and manpower. The entire event was a huge spectacle. People gathered from all over just to witness this record-breaking attempt. Once the final weight was confirmed by the Guinness official, the crowd went crazy. And the best part? After they secured the record, they didn't let any of it go to waste. They gave away all 1,322 pounds of fries to the festival attendees for free. It was a massive community-wide celebration of the French fry. Can you imagine being there? It's a fry lover's ultimate dream come true. So, we know American soldiers brought the name back from Belgium, but who was the first person to actually bring the fries themselves to America? You won't believe this, but it was none other than the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. That's right, one of the founding fathers was also America's first French fry hipster. He was way ahead of the curve. Jefferson spent a significant amount of time in France as the American minister, and it was during this period, in the late 1780s, that he fell in love with French cuisine. He was a massive foodie and meticulously documented all the recipes and cooking techniques he encountered, including a dish he called pomme de terre frites à cru en petites tranches, which translates to potatoes fried raw in small slices. He brought the recipe back with him to his home in Monticello. He was so passionate about these fried potatoes that he decided to serve them to his guests at a presidential dinner at the White House in 1802. This was the official American debut of the French fry. Can you imagine being a guest at that dinner? You're sitting there with the president and he serves you this brand new exotic dish from Europe. It must have been mind-blowing for them. Jefferson's endorsement gave the dish a level of prestige and helped it start its journey to becoming the American icon it is today. So next time you eat a fry, thank President Jefferson. When you think of French fries, you probably picture the classic standard cut fry you get at a fast food restaurant. But honestly, The world of fries is so much bigger than that. There are literally over 15 distinct types of French fries, each with its own unique shape, texture, and, well, ideal dipping sauce. It's a whole universe of fried potato goodness that most people don't even know exists. You have the classic shoestring fries, which are super thin and crispy, perfect for getting a ton of them in one mouthful. Then there are the mighty steak fries, which are thick, fluffy on the inside, and have a ton of potato flavor. Waffle fries are an engineering marvel, with their little pockets that are perfect for holding ketchup or sauce. And let's not forget the iconic crinkle-cut fries, which offer a perfect balance of soft and crunchy textures thanks to their wavy design. But it gets even crazier. Have you ever heard of tornado fries? It's a whole potato, spiral cut onto a skewer and then deep fried. It looks incredible. There are also pomme soufflés, which are these magical, hollow, puffed-up potato slices that are unbelievably light and airy. And then you have tater tots, which are technically a type of fry, and curly fries, which are just objectively more fun to eat than any other shape. The variety is endless, and every single type has its own dedicated fan base. Even though we call them French fries, as we've established, the country of Belgium is absolutely adamant that they are the true and only home of the fry. They don't just see it as a food, they see it as a crucial part of their national identity and cultural heritage. They are so serious about it that they have petitioned UNESCO to endorse their fries, or frites as they call them, as an official icon of Belgian culture. That's like trying to trademark a national treasure. In Belgium, you won't find fries just as a side dish. Oh no, they are the main event. All across the country, you'll find friteries or frietkots, which are traditional shacks or small shops dedicated solely to making the perfect frites. It's an art form passed down through generations. The Belgian secret is a specific two-step frying process. First, they blanch the potatoes at a lower temperature to cook them through, then they let them cool, and finally they fry them at a much higher temperature right before serving to get that signature crispy exterior and fluffy interior. And the way they serve them is iconic. Traditionally, Belgian frites are served in a cornet, a paper cone, which is perfect for walking around and eating. And forget about just ketchup. Belgians have a massive array of sauces to choose from, with mayonnaise being the most traditional and popular choice. They have dozens of options, like Andalous sauce, samurai sauce, and joppy sauce. Going to a Belgian friterie and choosing your sauce is a core part of the experience. They truly live and breathe fries. We've talked about history and culture, but now let's talk about sheer volume. The amount of French fries Americans eat is staggering. Are you ready for this number? The average American eats nearly 30 pounds of French fries every single year. That's about 13.6 kilograms. To put that in perspective, that's the weight of an average 3-year-old child, or the weight of 2 full-sized bowling balls, every single year for every person. When you multiply that by the entire population, it's billions and billions of pounds of fries. We are a nation obsessed. And where are we eating all these fries? Well, about a quarter of all potatoes grown in the United States don't end up baked, mashed, or boiled. They are processed and turned into frozen French fries. The fast food industry is the biggest driver of this, obviously. Fries are the perfect, profitable side dish for burgers, chicken sandwiches, and everything in between. They're cheap to produce, easy to cook, and almost universally loved by customers, making them a golden goose for these restaurants. Think about it this way. On any given day, an estimated 1/3 of the American population eats at a fast food restaurant. And what's the most common side order? You guessed it. French fries are so deeply embedded in the American dining experience that it's hard to imagine a fast food meal without them. They are the undisputed king of side dishes. That 30-pound figure isn't just a statistic. It's a testament to how much we truly, deeply love our fries. When you talk about French fry domination, one name stands above all others: McDonald's. They are the undisputed heavyweight champion of the French fry world. McDonald's sells more fries globally than any other company on the planet. It's not even close. They serve approximately 9 million pounds of fries every single day. That's over 4,000 tons of fries daily. The numbers are so big they almost don't feel real. They are a potato frying machine on a global scale. So what's their secret? How did they create a fry that is so famous and beloved worldwide? For decades, the secret ingredient was beef tallow. From the 1950s until 1990, McDonald's cooked their fries in a mixture of cottonseed oil and beef tallow, which gave them their signature rich, savory flavor that people became addicted to. However, Due to public pressure regarding cholesterol and saturated fat, they switched to 100% vegetable oil in 1990. But they knew they couldn't lose that iconic taste. To solve this, they worked with their suppliers to create a natural beef flavor that is added to the oil. This flavoring is what gives modern McDonald's fries that hint of their original classic taste, even though they are cooked in vegetable oil. The other part of their success is extreme consistency. They use specific types of potatoes, like the russet Burbank, and have a finely tuned, computerized frying process that ensures every single fry in every single McDonald's around the world has that same perfect texture and taste. It's a science they've perfected over 70 years. You heard me right, a museum dedicated entirely to the history, culture, and art of the French fry. This is not a joke. This is a real place you can actually visit. Given Belgium's claim to the fry throne, it's no surprise that this one-of-a-kind museum, called the Friet Museum, is located in the beautiful, historic city of Bruges. It's the world's first and only museum dedicated to the humble potato fry. For a true fry enthusiast, this is basically a pilgrimage. I have to go here someday. The museum is housed in a gorgeous 14th century building, one of the oldest in Bruges, which is incredible in itself. Inside, it takes you on a complete journey, starting with the history of the potato itself, tracing its origins from Peru all the way to Europe. Then it dives deep into the Belgian origin story of the frites, with exhibits showing the history of the friteries and the evolution of frying technology over the centuries. They have collections of old photographs, antique chip-making equipment, and historical documents. But it's not just a history lesson. It's an interactive experience. You can see different art inspired by fries and learn about the role fries have played in Belgian culture and media. And of course, what would a fry museum be without a tasting at the end? The tour concludes in the museum's basement, which has been converted into a medieval-style friterie, where you can sample authentic Belgian frites cooked the traditional way with a variety of sauces. It's the most educational and delicious museum trip you could ever take. In the last few years, a new contender has entered the ring, challenging the classic potato fry for its spot on our plates, the sweet potato fry. You see them everywhere now, often promoted as the healthier alternative. But is that actually true? Let's break it down and look at the actual nutrition facts, because the answer is going to surprise you. It's not as simple as one being good and one being bad. When you compare them gram for gram, the differences are pretty interesting. A regular white potato and a sweet potato in their raw forms are both nutritional powerhouses. Sweet potatoes have a huge advantage in vitamin A. One serving can have over 400% of your daily value, which is incredible for eye health. Regular potatoes, on the other hand, contain more potassium, which is important for heart health and muscle function. When it comes to calories and carbs, they are remarkably similar. So far, it seems like a pretty even match, with each having its own unique strengths. But here's the twist. The health factor completely changes depending on how they are prepared. If you're deep frying them, which is how most French fries are made, any major health benefits are pretty much canceled out by the fat and calories from the oil. A restaurant serving of sweet potato fries can often have more calories, fat, and even sugar than its regular fry counterpart, because they are often coated in a batter to make them crispier. So, if they're baked at home, sweet potato fries might have a slight nutritional edge. But if you're ordering them out, they're probably just as much of an indulgence. After everything we've learned today, it's clear that French fries are more than just food. They are a cultural icon, a source of national pride, and a food that brings people together. It's only right that a food this important gets its own official day of celebration. And it does. Mark your calendars, because every single year on July 13th, we celebrate National French Fry Day. It is a real, legitimate holiday for fry lovers across the nation to unite and celebrate their favorite food. This is the one day of the year where you have a perfect excuse to eat as many fries as you want, completely guilt-free. It's a day for indulgence. Many restaurants and fast food chains get in on the action, offering amazing deals, free fries with a purchase, or even limited edition fry creations. It's a huge marketing event, but it's also just a really fun way to celebrate. People share their fry photos on social media, debate the best dipping sauces, and visit their favorite local spots. So I'm officially challenging all of you to celebrate this year. Whether you make your own fries at home, visit your favorite fast food joint, or finally try that fancy restaurant with the truffle fries, make sure you take a moment on July 13th to honor the glorious French fry. It's a chance to be part of a nationwide celebration of this simple but perfect food. Let's make this year's National French Fry Day the biggest one yet. Don't forget, July 13th. Put it in your phone right now. And that is it. 10 facts that I hope have completely changed the way you look at French fries. From their secret Belgian origins to a literal museum dedicated to them, the story of the fry is so much crazier than I ever imagined. We've learned that Thomas Jefferson was the original American fry fan, and that McDonald's has a secret flavor formula to make their fries so addictive. It just goes to show that even the simplest foods can have the most incredible and surprising history behind them. I'm honestly so hungry for fries right now. Now, I have to know what you guys think. What is your all-time #1 absolute favorite type of French fry? Are you a classic shoestring fan, a waffle fry fanatic, or do you stand by the crinkle cut? Head down to the comment section right now and let me know. I'm going to be reading through all of them to see which fry is the champion of our community. Also, let me know if any of these facts genuinely blew your mind. I bet the Belgian origin story got a few of you. If you had fun and learned something new, do me a huge favor and destroy that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on. We post crazy videos like this all the time, exploring the secrets behind your favorite things. A huge thank you to every single one of you for watching. You guys are the best. We'll see you in the next video.